Everything is possible. You start with your vision. You sell your goals to your staff. You let them know. Infuse them with passion. They buy into it. You kick off. All of you are on the same page. There's no way you would not achieve your goals. And so while working with her, in 2011, taking the same principle of vision, goals, and everything, seeing her walk through our own journey and processes, I was at work one day, and Gbemi called me and told me Juwura was dead. And we started crying over the phone. What happened? Juwura died during childbirth. Juwura had picked an elective CS. She had sought one of the best healthcares in Nigeria. She was educated, brilliant. I think she was even on scholarship for her master's. But she still died at childbirth. And we just could not understand it. And I remember I was crying over the phone that day. And then 2 weeks later, another call. Bukumi had died at childbirth. Same thing, same story. And that's when I realized that, look, you can have all the dreams, visions, and goals in life. Tomorrow is not even guaranteed for anybody. That period was very exhausting for me. And for the first time since starting to work with Mr. Boyade, I took leave off work. And during the period of my leave off work, my plan was this. If people who are educated, who are knowledgeable, who have information, have finances, have powers to determine what they want to do with their life, can die at childbirth, what is happening in rural communities? And so I took a trip into rural communities. And I saw women giving birth on bare floors. I saw midwife. It does not have mucus. It does not have, they use their mouth to suck out mucus from noses of newborn to prevent asphyxia. And I saw people tying nylon bags or plastic sheet on their hand to improvise for gloves. I saw situations that was just so damning. I came back to Lagos, and I went to meet one of my close friends. And I told her, come, see what is happening in these communities. Something, because we are really close friends. We go everywhere together. Even when we graduated, we were together distributing CVs. And I told her, we need to do something about this. Let's do it together. And she told me she was not interested. That this law and not the money we have paid in law school, we should not let it waste. If you're a lawyer, you will know what I'm talking about. That we should not let it waste. And so she felt like she spoke some sense into me, and I felt like I had received sense too. So I went back home. I'm like, Peju, give yourself brain. Law school fees is not a joke. Just face this law. But you know what? I couldn't. And that's when I understood that your vision is your vision. Your goal in life is different from somebody else's goal. Your race is different. And so, it doesn't matter if nobody else is seeing what you are seeing. You are the one with the vision. And you are the one that should run with the vision. And that's how I determined to do something about it. Okay, so now I want to do something about it. What? What do I do? How do I even start? I don't have anybody that has 1 million somewhere that they are not using. How do I start? And I remember that portion in the Bible where Moses was complaining, and God said, what do you have in your hands? And I thought, okay, so Facebook is free. I can reach out to a couple of people on Facebook. I'm like, I need to minimize my expenses. Let me reach out to a number of, say, State House of Assembly members in Ogun State and see who would respond. And I sent out messages to a number of them, maybe about 10 or 13 of them, back then in 2011. Some people didn't respond at all. 2 people responded and said no. You know how they write very nice emails that, oh, very great idea, but this is not the focus right now. As soon as this is our focus, we'll come back to you. That kind of mail. But one person wrote back and said, yes, come to my community, my constituency. Let's try this thing that you have said out. You said you want to train better attendants in my constituency. Yes, come. Let's try it out. And so he invited me to the House of Assembly in Ogun State. And I'm like, you know this Facebook, maybe it's even scam like that. Maybe they want to do kidnapping, maybe something. This is Nigeria. So I called 2 of my male friends, and we left for Abeokuta together. And we met this legislator, this State House of Assemblyman. And he said, yes, Peju, that's Honorable Kamafe. And he said, yes, try it out. And that the only reason he's actually giving me the opportunity is because he himself is a lawyer. And that because I'm a lawyer, you know, he will just give me the opportunity. Which is something. Understand that when you reach out to people, it doesn't always have to be about money. It can just even be a platform to talk about what you do, to test your ideas, to validate it, to see whether it would work or not. Because that is exactly what Honorable Kamafe did for me in 2011. But then I went back home. This man has given me platform. What about the people that we work? My background is in law. I know zero, nothing about medicals, nothing about maternal and child health except the research that I had done. And that's when I sat down and made another list. My brother, younger brother, is a doctor. We went to OAU together. There were times that I've helped him out now, giving him money, cooked for him. This is payback time. This is payback time. And I called Remy. You know, you would always have those people that would show up, that you can call, show now, and they will show. That you say jump, their only question is how high. Those type of people. And I sat down and looked through my contacts and called number 1 Remy. That one has no choice. It's yes or yes. So I already penned him down as trainer. And then I needed to settle who will take us there. And I'm like, my husband, then we're just dating. He has a car. He has no choice. His own two is yes or yes, he will take me. So transportation is settled to Shagamu. But I need MC. And I know that my husband is very calm. He does not even like this MC. I'm like, also yes or yes, he's MC. And then I got my sister, Pt.2, on it. And then I went to Ipaja and told my mom that she needed to just help me cook small meal for some small people that we are just going to Shagamu to just... Our answer was yes or yes. And then my colleague at work then, Mokut too was yes or yes. Because we are at work together. And so the yes or yes team carried themselves to Shagamu and had our first program. And then we started. We saw all these birth attendants. We interviewed them and tried to get exactly clarity on what we were going to do. Remember that Ashiwaju already gave me the platform. All I needed to do was to bring in the people that would work. He funded the whole platform thing. Because, of course, he's a politician. And as politicians, by the time we got there, we saw a big banner already. But that's not even my concern. My concern is that you are giving me this platform to test my ideas as a lawyer. We had a very good program. And he invited us again to do it. And that's when I realized that you should never, ever in life, when growing yourself, or when trying to do something, let your degree or education put you in a box. Never let it be. Never. Your degree or education should only help spoil your thinking. It should never put you in a box. You should not say things like, I can't do it because I'm a lawyer. I can't do it because I studied law. You can do everything. I'm a firm believer that you can do anything and everything you set your eyes to do.